Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your man, Russ Danger. We want to welcome y'all to another edition of What's Love Got to Do With It. This is Real Talk. I want to go ahead and welcome in all of our beautiful guests. Come on, say hello. Say hello, hello. I ain't gonna mean my guest, my other co-host. What's going on? I got Miss Masako online. I got the Queen, and I got Big Note. What's going on, y'all?
Good evening.
Hello, everybody.
Good evening, everybody. My bad. I forgot this power kicked us out, and I had everything queued up, but I forgot we got power outage this week, so it wasn't set. That was my fault.
Man,
Did they ever get you up and running again?
Yeah, we finally got some Thursday.
Okay.
It was 4 days.
Man, I'm gonna tell y'all, my power ain't going nowhere today because I just got through eating like the biggest fucking meal that I could fucking fix before a fucking show. And I'm sitting here about to pass out. Y'all, I made me some pinto beans, some rice, some collard greens, some chicken and some cornbread. Man, I'm swear to God, ain't nothing like a black. That's what we was just talking about before we came on the air. Ain't nothing like a black man that can cook. I don't understand why y'all women acting like y'all have never heard of a man cooking before.
You're right.
Like,
again, as I said, the chicken, yeah, the cornbread, okay, but the beans,
yeah,
and the collard greens. Wait a minute, just the thought of a man having to stand there and pick and clean some greens is unheard of to me.
I've been cooking collard greens since I was like
collard greens, turnip greens, period, greens.
Mixed greens. I mix mine together. You know what I'm saying?
I mix mine together, but I've never. This the first man I've ever seen. Okay, and I ain't seen him clean them, so I can't say that part. But it's the first man I've ever known
to cook greens.
Yes,
girl.
Honey, I lived down south for a whole lot of years, like damn near 20 years.
Po baby.
It's down south cooking greens. Listen, I learned from. Tell you how I learned start cooking, and then we can go to the show. When I was a young shorty, you know, my mother used to work nights. She worked at the post office, so she was known for, like, you know, keeping the house full of hot dogs and, you know, like quick shit to fix. One night I was hungry as hell and I wanted some fucking chicken so bad. Now I fucked up my first batch of chicken because I did not understand seasoning. So I put so much fucking seasoning salt on them fucking chickens. But I'm telling you, I was so fucking hungry. I was so proud of myself. Like the inside of my gums was just like swole for like a whole day. But after that, you know what I mean? Like after I figured out the seasoning thing, shit, I've been cooking. Like men in my family have been known to cook. Like,
right.
Y'all think about like barbecuing. Y'all think about me and barbecuing and shit like that. I'm talking about men in my family cook. They
in the kitchen.
Yeah, they throw down. So I want to give a shout out to all the men that's out there cooking, and to all y'all women that have never met a man that cooks. Y'all fucking need to find a new man.
I'm sorry.
I know men who cook. Again, who cook? Because there's a brother who was trying to holler at me. He can fry some mean chicken. He can fry any doggone thing. Cook some greens. Bruh, nah, I ain't going nowhere near your kitchen. Nah.
The only thing I ain't got down yet is the baking part. If I learn how to bake, I'm gonna be bougie than a motherfucker.
All you gotta do is like know what you cooking in the temperature, and this is the mistake a lot of people make when they bake. They cook too fucking fast. They cut the heat up and just like let that shit cook, and then it dries out everything. You know what I mean? If you learn how to like wrap your food up in some foil, like especially when it's cooking like that. Let me stop. I'm full as fuck already. Look, today we got an interesting topic. I don't know who came up with the show because after I moved the dates up, I don't put whose name is. But today is the value of love versus the cost of love. And what I want to start off with, I want to run through the panel, and I want to start with that initial question. What is, in your opinion, what is the difference between the value of love and the cost of love? Let's go. Let's start with the Queen. Let's go, Queen. Let's go.
The value of love versus the cost. For me, that that says, what are you willing to sacrifice for love? Um, and if you take it in the context of the value of love, you can look at it in several different ways for me. Um, Having a child, I think that me exhibiting and showing him love teaches him not only to value another person, but to value himself and to love himself. Let's go with the cost. The cost of love is basically what I was willing to sacrifice or give up in some aspects, even to receive love. So this one was kind of a challenge for me because I had to look at myself really closely in some of the things that I've experienced through life and what love cost me, because it could have cost me my life. But I had to explain that a little later on.
Okay. That's very interesting. That's very interesting because when you were talking about learning the value of love for you, and I wanted to ask you right off back because you getting ready to go make us pause, but I want to get to that right now. What are some examples of the, because like this is what I understand, like people are watching the show right now and they be like, the value of love versus the cost of love. What the fuck is the difference? You feel what I'm saying? So to you, I want y'all to be very specific in what is the difference in having the value of love versus the cost of love. Let's go. Now let's try that again, Queen.
Okay, I mean, well, like I said, if you want to put a value on love, so to speak, people think love is their happiness. You know, receiving love from someone else is their happiness. And I'm not that type of person. I'm happy with myself, so I gotta love myself. So some people weigh love very heavy in what makes them happy. I mean, that's the same way if I can say to you, if I ask the person, what do you want out of your relationship? And they say, I want honesty. They value more honesty than a loving relationship, if you understand what I'm saying in that.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to the cost of love, I know you've heard people saying she chose him over the family. I could be dating a guy, my whole entire family could not like this guy. But because I love him, I was willing to sacrifice my family or sacrifice a friendship. So that's where I'm looking at it that way.
Okay, let me hear from Maseko. Come on, talk to me, Maseko.
To be honest, the cost of love to me versus the value of love. So the cost of love is what you are willing to physically put out, so to say, and what it ends up costing you, like not just monetarily, but as she said, you know, making sacrifices and things of that nature. The value of love then breaks down to me, and again, this is to me, to what exactly does your sacrifice mean? What exactly does, I think I used the example of, you know, a man, you know, someone who goes out and, you know, they make all this money and this and that and the other. And so they're monetarily providing, but, you know, you don't have that other aspect of it because that's not what's important. So the value of love is actually going to depend on, you know, how someone else looks at it, what it means to that other person.
But I'm asking you in specific, like I understand that, you know, it could be what other people think about, but I'm asking you in specifics, what is the difference for those two meanings, the value of love and the cost of love to Maseko? You understand?
Maseko.
Understand that we got a bunch of people that's going to tune in today and they're going to have their own opinions of it. But, you know, I would like to know, what do you see the difference of the value of love and the cost of love?
The cost of love is what you're putting into it. The value of love to me is what it means.
Okay. Come on, talk to me, Big Note.
Oh, this one is easy for me. The difference between what's the cost of love versus the value. The cost of love is what's in your motherfucking pocket, and the value of love is what's in your heart. Period. Dot. Because some people, they think that love can be monetary, so it's about how you love. And some people only think love is monetary. Like you could be beating the shit out of some of them, and they could be paying every bill in the house, doing this, doing that, getting them whatever they want. Don't want them to go. Don't let them, and they satisfied, not knowing you got 5 or 6 other chicks out on the side. To me, that's what the cost of love is, because it's monetary. The value of love is what's in your heart. How do you feel about it? And as for me, I value love by people and paying attention to people, your core values, your morals, your the way you treat people. You know, that's the value of love, because the value you give love, you're gonna treat. For me, I try to treat everybody the same. So for me, it's simple. It's what's in your pocket versus what's in your heart.
Okay. I've listened to all y'all, your thought processes on this, and I got something completely different from the whole topic. Okay. And I'm gonna tell you what I got from the topic. The value of love versus the cost of love. Okay. First, you have to understand that there are 2 different realms of love that I'm thinking of right here. One would be a relationship where it's reciprocated on both ends. I love this person, they love me. I do things for them to show them that they love me. That's the value of love, because we both understand the value of it. The cost of love is what a person that puts a lot of time into somebody and gets nothing in return. Because think about it, it costs you. You feel what I mean? It was a cost. Like when I pay my bill, it costs. I never get that back. You feel what I'm saying? It costs so much that it, you know, to me, like
your time, stuff like
cost you your time. It can cost you your money. It can cost you, it can cost you unnecessary arguments. It can cost, you know what I mean? Like that's what it meant to me, because like the value of love versus the cost of love. You feel what I'm saying? Like I value this. So like prime example, me and Masako have a wonderful relationship. I don't think that we agree on everything that we have ever spoken about. But because our relationship is so genuine in the way that I feel about her, I think that she thinks of how she speaks to me, and I think of how I speak to her. You feel what I'm saying? Now, other people, I'm gonna use a prime example. Me and Queenie have a different way of talking to each other. You feel what I'm saying? Me and Queenie get on the phone, and it's like, it's full on. It's like whoever gonna talk shit first, but I'm always gonna get the last word in, because she always 9 times out of 10 gonna say something smart as fuck first, and I'm gonna say something to rebut that. But it's love there. You feel what I'm saying? Now let's break this down to a level of a relationship. It could vary for different people. For some people may be extremely jokative and love to have a good time, and they can, you know, they crack jokes and shit like that. But for me, that ain't how I roll. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, words mean so very much, and I think a lot of people throw words out and say shit to people and don't realize what they're doing. Once you throw, you know, I believe like what you say can either build a person or break a person down. And if you don't know the person, you have to be careful in what you say and how you deal with a person. I think a lot of times, especially in today's society, we have a lot of relationships, friendships, and whatever kind of ships you want to put on it, but there is no love there. You know what I mean? It's like, I deal with this person for what they can do for me. You know, I mean, how they make me feel. but where is the value in the relationship? Is what you do for one person, is that person doing it for you? You feel what I'm saying? Like if you are in a situation where you feel like every time that you deal with somebody, you're dishing something out and you're not receiving something, to me, that's the cost of love. To me, that's because it's a sacrifice. It's like you're not getting it back. Something is not being reciprocated to you. I want to hear what y'all got to say about that. Come on, talk to me, Big Note.
Yeah, I can dig what you're saying on that, because again, like for me, I use the term of money, basically because that's a term everybody can get with, and they know that, and they've had those issues in their relationship. If you haven't had money issues in your relationship, then that goes to where what you're talking about, Rush. And now everything is good, but financially everything is good. But whenever I think to, let's just say, go do something, I always think us. Like, hey, woo, let's go do this. But when you do it, it's always me and my girl, or me and this, we about to go hang out, we about to do it. So your value and love is not the same as mine, because I want to spend my time with you. So now it's costing me my time. Because really, why am I still here? Especially if that bothers me. Now, if it's something that don't bother me and it might be minute, you might be able to look it over. Okay, cool. But you still losing something. It's still costing you something. So maybe it's the exchange of something. Because I feel what you're saying as far as I've been the cost for a lot of motherfuckers. Just keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? A lot of motherfuckers lost some shit fucking with me because I wasn't mentally ready. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't mentally ready to be in no relationship. So luckily, like right now, especially with the mothers of my children, we got great relationships. You know what I'm saying? But that cost, when people call, I think cost is more dangerous, because people can disguise their value to you, so to say, all because of what you're doing and what you're giving and what they're receiving. So they can disguise that shit real good to the point where you can be looking at like, oh, okay, yeah. But the whole time they not really doing it because they value love and they love you. Love is a game to them. Those are the ones that when you say, I love you, they quick to say, I love you right back. They don't think about it. That always bothers me. If I say I love you to you for the first time and you don't really think about it, you just, I love you too. I don't know. I might be a little suspicious about that. That's just me. I might be a little suspicious about that, because in my mind, how did you were so quick to throw that back. But then, so you lose it. You losing. It cost you something.
I think the difference is, well, I don't want to be gender specific, but I think men throw the word love around more loosely.
Nonchalant. Mm-hmm.
Women do. So like, this is what I sort of disagree with in that in particular comment, because like, if I was to tell a woman, let's say for instance I've been dating her for like a couple months or whatever, and I'm like, yo, I want to tell her I love her. If it's been a couple months, she may have been waiting to find out how serious I was before she told me that she loved me. You feel what I mean? So just because, and I understand what you're saying. Like, just because you tell somebody you love them and they say I love you back, it don't mean it's always real. But, I think it more or less depends on the person that you're talking about, the relationship that you're in, the communication that you have with that person.
The age that you was into, that age plays a factor in it, because I was young when I was throwing that word around loosely. Now I know the value of it and what it would and how, like you said, words, when you said something about the words and how you, I felt you 100 like that, because I always tell people words are just like bullets. Once you shoot them mugs out your mouth, you can't take them back.
Yeah.
And the damage that you can do.
Come on, talk to me. Come on, talk to me. Let me get the Queen in here. Come on, talk to me. What are you thinking about what we're saying here, Queen?
I can kind of agree with all of this because, like I was saying in the beginning, the value of love is basically in the exchange of what you're willing to give and what you're trying to receive. So it's if I'm going to devote myself to, I mean, it doesn't really matter. If I love whatever I'm doing, if I'm devoted to that, it has a value to me. So I'm loving it. I'm having a value for it. So in it, you know, I'm getting some type of gratification out of it, some type of happiness, some type of fulfillment out of it. And now, if you add that to an individual, like Note said, if I'm going to invest my time with this individual, now in the process of me investing my time, let's say down the line, I find out that this individual was not true to none of what they were saying to me. It was all a lie. What did I lose in that? What did that cost me? Now, yes, it cost me my time. It cost me, you know, trust. Because at that point now, I don't trust people the way that I should or I usually would. So this one, it encompasses a lot of things. You know, you have to touch point and look at how can when I'm giving you my time, my devotion, my space, what is that going to cost me in the end? And if, let's say, it cost me nothing, then everything that I put into this, everything that I invested in this, I got the outcome that I ultimately wanted. But if I got nothing in return, I got nothing, no return on that investment, it cost me something. Because some people, it cost them their dignity. I mean, you know, you get in relationships, you see people in relationships and they're on one end praising whoever they're dating. Oh, he or she is the greatest. But on the back end of that, somebody knows that that person ain't worth a damn. And, you know, then when it's revealed to that individual, how's that individual really feeling? They're humiliated. They go through a whole gamut of things. So it can cost you a lot. Love can cost you a lot. The value, if you put too much into it and get nothing in return, it can cost you a lot.
Let me jump over here to Seiko. And Seiko, if we got any
We do have some comments. Yes.
comments.
I just want to say one of the things that my grandmother used to tell me is that there are two things that are very valuable to a man. And she was saying a man, I don't know, man, woman, whatever. But she said there's two things that are very valuable to a man, and that's his money and his time. Where a man, you know, and he's going to spend his money, he's going to put his money out, but he's also going to put in his time. Where he puts in his time is where he values and he loves. And that's just what my grandmother said. And that's what I live by. So I'm like, oh, you can't spend no time? Okay. So this is not what you want.
Home is where the heart is.
Absolutely. So I want to thank my brother, okay, because a lot of folks don't even realize I have a brother because we just don't talk like that. So my brother's on the line and, you know, so he's making his little comments. So, hey, Veronica Taylor is waving at us. Molly Shannon has joined us. I'm looking forward to Molly's commentary today. Molly, make sure you call in. Like I put the number down here. I'm gonna post it specifically for you too. So make sure you call in. And Andrea Nisma Floyd says, to me, the cost of love is what each person in the relationship is willing to do or give up for the sake of keeping that relationship together. And I agree with that. I see Keith looks like he's online with us. So welcome. I hope you get to feeling better soon.
Yeah, so everybody that's been trying to figure out what's going on with Keith, Mr. Keith had surgery on his mouth, and he's in the process of healing himself and getting back to the show. He should be back within a couple weeks. We got him on the show talking like this, so we just told him to sit his ass down for a couple weeks until he get his shit together.
You know what?
Get better, bro.
Yeah.
Right, get well.
He gonna pop up in the meeting. He gonna talk a whole lot of stuff about you.
Okay, I got big broad shoulders. Even though I'm a little guy, I got big broad shoulders. If I dish it out, I could take it. You know what I mean? He knows it's all love though. Okay, let me ask you this question. Have you ever been in a situation or in a relationship where there was a point where you recognized that the cost of the love was draining you more than the value that you were getting from the relationship? I'm gonna start with Big Note. Let's go.
Well, I can't say that I was, more than likely, I was the cause of it. I have very seldom been in any relationship that drained me to where I felt like I was putting in more than the other person was to keep the relationship going. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was, like I said, again, I'm 48 now. When I was in my 20s, bro, I swear I was horrible. I will be the first to admit it. I wouldn't, man, y'all thought I was bullshitting when I said I told my daughters, if you ever see a nigga like me and he remind me of your daddy, you better run for the hills. Dead ass. Because I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? So in other words, I can't really answer that question because in most of the relationships, and I haven't been in a serious relationship well, this last one was 2 years, but it was just so much wrong with that as far as differences in the things that we do, not in the sense of the cost of it or the value of it. We loved the shit out of each other, but we was just so different and so different, and it just didn't click. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I can't really speak on big cost. I might have been the cost of a bunch of shit, but yeah, I was usually on the receiving end. I was the motherfucker got tired of, get your ass out of here.
Ask your question then. Because we've been talking about this for a couple weeks, and we've been talking about how you personally, you desire something real. It doesn't have to be so much of a sexual thing, but you want something real. Do you feel that karma plays a part in what you're going through now? Do you?
I know it is. I know it is, bro. It's like, so part of the reason I'm like that the way I am too is because, for the simple fact, the one thing I don't know is how much bad energy I done put into this world that I got to reciprocate from.
Okay.
I don't know that. So the only way to stop it had to stop at some point. I had to stop putting bad energy out and start putting some good energy out there. So now that I've been doing that, I still don't know how much, I still don't know. I still may have 4 or 5, 6 more years of karma coming at me. I don't know. But all I can do is roll with the punches, because at the end of the day, I put a lot of bad shit in the atmosphere, in the universe. And I know I'm gonna have to reap for that one day. The seeds that you plant are what you're gonna sow.
Yeah, I definitely believe that.
So, I know it's coming. I'm just trying to prevent it, trying to slow it. I can't prevent it. I'm just trying to make sure that, hey, at some point, I know if I'm here long enough, it's got to clear up. It's got to. I ain't got no choice but to.
Well, Miss Molly says she has gone through bankruptcy once or twice, talking about the cost of love.
Other comments. Andrea says To me, the cost of love is what each
Heard
person
that.
in the relationship is willing to do, give up for the sake or of keeping the relationship together. You read that one?
Yes.
I didn't hear you read that one. I'm sorry. I apologize, sweetheart. I just want to make sure that we getting everybody taken care of. Fix your face, sucker.
Look, nah, don't make me start on you tonight.
Girl, ain't nobody worried about you. You already had car trouble. You ain't getting to me today. What you talking about? Chief? Nobody's
That's
scared.
okay. I can be there when you wake up in the morning. You won't scare me?
Nigga,
Okay, can we all just get along?
No. That'd be too much like, right, come on now.
come on,
No.
Queen. Let me ask you a question that I just asked. No. What is the difference for you?
I mean, you were asking if I had ever been in a relationship that drained me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say this, the relationship that I was in, and it was a 10-year relationship. I was young. That particular relationship almost killed me. I had invested so much love into it, trying to make it work, trying to do what I thought at the time was right. But the individual had other things on their mind. And it boiled down to a kidnapping, a beating, and fighting for my life. So that particular relationship cost me a lot. And like I said earlier about when you go through things like that, you tend not to trust. And you tend not to I put up a wall and kept that wall there. And it's been that way for a long time. But I had to go through re-loving myself more than I was loving that individual in order to find my way back to being able to give you or a person the value that they would deserve from me.
What were some of the steps that you went through to get yourself back?
I looked at me. And I call it a self-evaluation journey. I had to go inward. I had to look inward. Because there was times I would look at myself in the mirror and I didn't like what I saw. I didn't like her. So I had to change my vibe. I had to change everything about me in order for me to love me. So, I mean, I went on a spiritual journey. I did a lot of things, soul searching, emotional ups and downs, all these different things. And I allowed myself to feel again, whereas I shut that off before. So I started to care about people and things that at one point that don't matter to me. I didn't care about people. So I started to learn to care again. I mean, it's a hard journey to go through, especially when you're looking at yourself. You can always find fault in everybody else, but to look at yourself and find fault in yourself, that's a hard thing to do.
Seiko, same question.
Yes, I did. But I think the difference with me was the other person, I was drained. I was absolutely positively like, oh my God, leave me alone. Can we just be done? But this person fought for our relationship, and this person's ideals and thoughts and methods of fighting for our relationship ended up being what truly drained me to begin with, because it was a situation where, yeah, we probably shouldn't have been in a relationship.
Explain that a little deeper.
So
feel like you talking around the situation, and I'm like, I want to hear this shit. Like, we on the air. There ain't no point of hope. If I feel like you pulling back, I'm gonna dig in that shit. So you might as well come on it. Y'all had all week long. Y'all knew what I was coming with. So come on, I want to hear this shit. Come on, let me put my glasses on so you can feel like I'm educated at the moment. Come on, talk to me.
Eddie B. Kane says, mercy. It was a comment on here. So I was in a relationship with someone who was very controlling. For me, I am a very strong-willed, opinionated, you not get ready to run nothing over here. He felt that in order to be in the relationship with him, he had to be able to run everything. And I was just like, okay, well, and so mentally for me, I had checked out. I was just like, yeah, I'm not going to do this with you. And, we can say this as many times, as many different ways as we want to. I'm still not going to do this with you. But he persisted, he was just like, okay, well, I need you to do this. And I need you to call me every day. And I need you to, you need to report in, and you need to do this, and you need to, and it just became, instead of a relationship, it became more like a job that I didn't want and didn't want to be there for. I mean, we've all had jobs that we pretty much hated. And it got to a point where that became a job that, I felt trapped. I felt drained. It was absolutely, positively, physically, mentally, emotionally draining, trying to deal with this individual on, all the time. And so it finally got to a point where I just absolutely, positively, because I could say, I'm not dealing with you anymore, I'm not talking to you anymore, and cut communication. And this person would just find another way back in, find another loophole, another back door, another, round the way, because there was always somewhere, something that I forgot to block or to cut off. And it just became, it got to a point where it was just like, I love you, but love is not enough. And it's not. You got to look at your situations. A lot of times love just is not enough. And some people will say, oh, love can conquer all. No. There are times when love simply is not enough. And this was one of those times where I had nothing left.
Have to love yourself more.
I did. And that's when I finally was just like, I finally kind of clicked off, which was something that person wasn't used to from me. Because again, this is someone who's very controlling. So they weren't used to that from me. And so when it finally got to that point, and I'm just like, okay, well, I'm done talking. I said my piece and then I was done.
They wouldn't accept that though. That's the thing. When you have that individual who won't accept, you're at your breaking point, or you're at your final, you're done.
Right.
And they don't accept it is when it even becomes overwhelming at times.
And that's when I finally had to, and I reposted it not too long ago. And I said, loving someone does not make you compatible.
No.
This is
true. It
true.
doesn't.
No.
And your way of loving, your methods, your ways, your just everything is that doesn't work for me, because I feel like you're sucking the soul out of me. Like in this relationship, I'm becoming so much more of a person that I'm not used to being, and someone that I really didn't want to be.
You sometimes,
soul out of me.
You sometimes lose yourself.
Yeah.
And that's what happened to me. I lost me, and I had to find my way back to me. So when you give that much to somebody, or you allow them that much power or control, it's hard to fight back to that place.
Right.
And when you now, if you do it early on, you're okay. But if you invest years, that's a hard fight. That's a hard road to get back to.
Oh yeah, we were 2 years in, and then my daughter was just like, "What are you doing?" Now my thing is, I have done some stuff in my life, in my lifetime, but when my daughter started becoming of age, it got to a point where I was just like, you know what? I really want my life. I don't want her to be like, well, why can't I do this? I saw you doing it. No, So you're never going to be like, oh, I saw you out there doing this and that and the other, or I saw you do this and then the other. If she's going to be like, I saw you do, it's going to be something that is going to be a positive reflection and in a positive path that I want her to take. So when she sat there and at, what is she, about to be 19, so she was like 17 years old, 16, 17, and she's like, what are you doing? That made me really have to be like, okay, hold on. This ain't it.
Well, yeah, for me, my son was a baby. But the thought in my mind was, I gotta make it home to him. This beautiful brown-eyed baby, I gotta make it home. So I fought that much harder.
Mm-hmm.
And that night I knew I wasn't gonna die. Now, maybe somebody was, but it wasn't gonna be me, because I was going to make it home, and I did. So, and in a lot of ways, I say my son saved my life, because I don't know if I didn't have him, I might have just said, succumbed and submitted to that thing, that power that I allowed to be over me. But at all costs, I was going home because right. I love myself enough. I started to recognize that this wasn't it. This was not what I needed. It is not good for me. It's not healthy. I gotta go. But that person wasn't willing to let go.
Hey, check this out. This is a clip that I noticed that Seiko, I believe Seiko posted this clip. Y'all, if y'all get a chance, go to the group and check some of the stuff out. If you notice what we do in the group, the people on the show, we only post stuff that's sort of related to what we're going to talk about for the following week. But I want y'all to check out this clip and tell me what y'all think. Here we go.
Hey guys, Taurus Sense here. I just wanted to stop by very quickly to put out a quick video. This past week, recently, I was tagged in a post by a Facebook friend that she shared from another page. And the post came from the page of Ro L. Cutno. Shout out to Ro. The post was getting a lot of traction, and I think she tagged me in it because she wanted for me to give my commentary on it. But anyway, so before I gave my commentary on the post, I read the post, of course, to make sense of it. And the post said, marriage has only two purposes. 1, generational success. 2, personal growth. Love is not a good reason to marry. So that's basically what the post said. And I was reading the comments. I just kind of wanted to get a feel of the tone of the post, and people were commenting and said, oh, this post is stupid. That's the only reason why I would marry is for love. I'm reading these comments, and people were bashing the post. And although the post dealt in absolutes, and I kind of like to stay away from absolutes, I agreed overall with what she was saying. And here is why. Marriage isn't a vehicle for love as much as it is a vehicle for building. Again, marriage is not a vehicle for love as much as it is a vehicle for building. What are we building? We're building foundations. We're building stability. We're building wealth. We're building legacy. We're building intimacy. We're building the community. We're building each other. That is what marriage is, is the vehicle for. It's a primary vehicle for that. So check this out. When people usually talk about marrying for love, what they're talking about usually is how they feel about that person. How that person makes them feel. Right? That person gives them butterflies, person makes them happy, they feel great around that person. They're usually basically speaking from the chemicals that are shooting off. Dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin. They're speaking from that perspective. I'm not gonna marry somebody unless I love them, unless I feel some type of way about them. And some of you have probably gotten to the point of this video where you're probably—
Now I wanna ask y'all right there, I wanna stop right there, because what do y'all feel about the video so far? I want to start off with no. I'm very interested in what y'all feel about this one.
Man, where the hell they find her at?
Thank you,
bruh. Where the hell did they? Look, I don't care what realm you in, what world you in, or what she talking about, because to me, what I got from her, from what she said, is if the nigga got some money, she'll marry him because love ain't got nothing to do with it. They just building. So if they got something that they can build with, let's do it. It just sound like she'd go for anybody.
What confused the shit out me about it was she said, like, after you get married, that's when you sort of, find out what you should know before you get married. If you in love, you should be then built something up to say that's why I'm getting married.
I guess not her, bro.
That whole concept was backwards as fuck to me. I want to hear from Queenie. Come on.
Yeah, I had a little issue with that. I mean, and I understand her point of view of we build it and all that, but it to me, you, like you said, you got to have some form of love in there. I mean, because just to say, no, I can't just build. I mean, I can build with anybody, but for me to marry you and not love you, that's like some type of arranged marriage. To me, you arranging this because you can do this and you can do this. We're gonna put y'all together, and hopefully y'all fall in love later. That's what that came across to me, because I didn't. That didn't go across too well with me.
Psycho, what you think about that?
And I took something completely different from that, because again, I go back to the belief and the mindset of love is not enough. So for me, when I say love is not enough, I can love you. We can live next door to each other. You could be my love. We could be together for 15, 20 years and we can live next door to each other. But if we're talking about getting married, and again, been there, done that. So for me to get married, there has to be a different benefit. There has to be a different purpose besides just, I love you. Because I can love you. Like I said, I can love you all day long and live next door to you. There's a man that's been in my life. We were together in college. We've been together off and on since 2009. Love him to
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me you can marry a motherfucker you don't love?
No. I didn't say that.
Okay, I'm just making sure, because that's what you sound like you saying to me.
I said love is not.
You said it's not enough. We just need to know, is it a factor? She's saying it ain't even a fucking factor in the getting married. There is no, I don't have to love you to marry you.
She said that she was in love. She said she loves her husband and, all of this and all of that. So she said she loves her husband.
Hey, we got to play that again because I didn't hear that.
Well, it may be a little further in. I don't know. But she never said that she didn't love her husband. She said when they got married, when she decided to actually take that step and be married, she was like, okay, because I can love somebody. And like I said, we can live next door to each other. Like I said, me and this partner, we've been kicking it. I love him to absolute death. If I call him right now and be like, my car is fucked up, he's going to come from wherever he's at and he's going to come and look at my car. I'm going to send him a text message when I get done talking. And that's not a thing. But as far as getting married,
hold on.
I don't have to marry you just because I love you.
Oh. Come on, Rush.
Hold on.
Maybe I didn't hear it right, bro. Did I hear something wrong?
Hold on. I was about to play another clip.
No, she said she loved him later on in the clip. She did say that.
Oh, but hold on. I want y'all to look at what the title of the clip is. Okay. We getting past what the point of her comment was. The comment that she made, and I'm gonna bring this up so y'all can see it on the screen, and y'all have to look at the very bottom of it, okay? But I want y'all to look at what the post says, okay? Let me get this up on the screen right quick. Give me just 1 second. Okay. Do you see what I got the Why I didn't marry for love?
That's clickbait. Because her whole point is love was not You can love somebody to absolute freaking death and you don't have to marry that person. Y'all can live together. I know people who have lived together, been together for years.
We're not arguing that.
People that's not getting married and together. She's talking about getting married.
Right.
And there's no love?
So, no, she never said, again, the title is clickbait because when you listen to what she says, I love my husband. I loved my husband before we got married. But when it came time for us to get married, I thought about what that meant and what we could accomplish together when I said yes, when I said I do, when I was considering getting married.
It was more along the lines, the benefits of marrying that individual for her. And she like I said, she did say she loved him. She loved him, and I guess love him now in marriage. And I can see what you're saying, Masako, because the person that you say you've been loving for whatever, what is the benefits of marrying that individual? If you were to
drive me insane being in the same house with him.
I'm not talking about that part.
It reminds me a lot of Rush. That's what I'm saying. Reminds me of Rush.
Okay, I understand. Yes, Rush, we talking about you right now. You sitting right there. I understand. Cause
shit.
No, I'm just playing. But I mean, like she said, the lady was saying there was benefits. You know, she was talking about his network and putting those two things together. How could his network help her out? How could her network help him out? But I see what the men are saying. If she wasn't in love with him at the beginning, that's she's going at the man only because of what he can do for her. So I see what they're saying. Mm-hmm. So it has to be an element of love in there.
It had to be.
Hold on. Let me.
You're not getting ready to marry some fool you don't love. That's called an arranged marriage, and that's stupid as hell.
Hold on.
Now some people will, because like no sad. You got money, here I come. And then that's how they end up doing some more crazy shit because the money run out.
Wait a minute, y'all. See, like, I'm not disputing that she said that she ended up loving the nigga. I'm talking about what she said from the very beginning of the video. See, y'all getting to the they done been together, now she loves the nigga. She said specifically that she don't see no problem with getting to love and learn love after being with somebody. That's what she said. She didn't kick the video off like, I love my husband and I met him and I understand this particular point. She started the video off with saying like, yo, I understand people saying that they not in love when they get married. That's what she was saying, in my opinion. You know, and to me, from a man's perspective, I ain't trying to deal with no woman and marry her and hope for the chances that she gonna love me and do shit right by me after we done already walked the fucking aisle. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me personally, if I'm going to make a decision to walk down the aisle with you, I gotta see something beforehand to make me even decide to go buy a ring, to even get to a position to ask you, will you marry me? I'm not going to ask you, will you marry me? And I'd be like, I like her and I think she like me, but the love ain't there.
It just writes you, will you marry me? Check the box. Yes or no type shit. Hell no.
And listen, I want y'all, if you can, Seiko, take that post and post it in the link of what we're doing right now. So if you're watching the show, and you can go back and follow it, the link later. This next clip I'm gonna play.
Russ.
Hold on.
I was going to say, read Molly's post.
I was getting ready to. I was trying to get back to it. Molly said, and sometimes your love doesn't just cost you, but those around you. Now that's gospel truth.
Okay. Now check this out. I'm about to play this video, and I'm not gonna give No opinions on the video before I play it. Once we come back from the video, I would like to hear from Queen. And I would like to hear from Maseko. Then I would like to hear from Note. And then I'm going to talk my shit after I'm done. Because this is definitely a shit talking piece. Here we go. Check this out.
If you're broke when I meet you, you don't stand a chance. Because
What's broke to you? What is define broke?
you make less than double what I make.
Less than double.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not a shit ton,
Okay.
but you should be making double what I make. That being said, it's because I've held broke men down. I've been played by broke men.
Okay.
And personally, it doesn't pay off. So I won't do it again. And it is what it is. It's not hard to find someone who makes twice what I make. I personally attract people who make like a whole spectrum. That being said, if you are broke and I choose to deal with you, I will belittle you. It is what it is. And I reserve the right to do that. And also, if you want to cheat at your own risk, I'm apt to ghost you. And it is what it is because men who make more money than me, they treat me with that same power dynamic, right? Like, know that.
So that's fair? You think that
I had to stop
No,
that right
absolutely
there
not.
because
okay?
I think that she didn't went
Women like-
far enough right there because the actual clip is 10 minutes long. So I'm not going to go all through what she said. But I want to know from the order that I asked y'all, what do y'all feel about what the fuck she just said?
For her to say if she makes more than the man, she's going to belittle him. And then what was it? They have to make twice what she makes. One, she's young and dumb. I'm gonna say that she's young and dumb. Now, yes, she has her standards of what she wants, but she's gonna get herself into some trouble doing that. And any man that puts up with that, I feel for him. I'm just gonna say I feel for him. She's that one. If the man lost his job, and she's out of there.
Man. I'm telling you, and I have dealt with that. Hey, listen, I see we got a caller online, Mr. Rodrigo Lopez. Are you there? Unmute your microphone and let us know what's on your mind. This dude.
I almost want to say we got hacked.
It's okay. It's all right. I got that. I got that. Even take care. This dude. This nigga here. Lord bless your heart. Well, we'll see you. Let me remove him from the chat. Go ahead. Come on in, Maseko.
Let me say something here. Let me. That is a young fool. Okay? And I'm just gonna put it like that. The reason that I say that, and I mean, and there are some folks who are very, very materialistic. There are some folks who are like, oh, well, you got to make X, Y, Z. So, I mean, unless she's flipping burgers at McDonald's and she is unable to take care of herself and what she got going on, yeah, no, that's just dumb as hell. But I mean, some people are materialistic like that. And some people are like, oh, well, that's not me being materialistic. You know, that's being materialistic because you're talking about someone he can't make less than twice what you do. Do you make less than minimum wage? Are you a waitress? Is that what we're talking about? I mean, that doesn't make sense to me because what I require for someone is that you can hold your own. I can hold down me, my child, my home, my car. If I can hold my end down. Are you self-sufficient? Can you handle, are you a hobosexual? Or, you know, are you like for real, you know? So in that regard, can you handle and fend for yourself? If you can do that, then okay. I'm not going to take care of you. Unless something happens while we are together, that's a different, you know, a different story. Because then I'm going to help you get back on your feet. but you're gonna get back on your feet because I'm not gonna do it for you. Unless we're talking about a physical ailment. But 2 times what she met is, Teffa, you better be out panhandling or something, because that's dumb.
Come on, big
Man, bless her heart and fuck her. Excuse my language. Let's go. Period. I ain't even about to waste my breath on her ignorant ass. Bless her heart and fuck her. Sisters, if you out there and y'all know her, reach out to her. Please, somebody. Help the child. She lost.
Hey, why do you feel that she lost though? I want I know why I feel like she lost. I want to hear why you feel that she lost.
Why I feel like she lost? Because you just basically you are no different than the clip before. To me, you are no different. You just out here you want somebody to take care of your ass. I'm not here to take care of you. We're here to take care of each other. Bitch, I just had a stroke, so you might as well leave. It just, she don't have no, it's just, I'll belittle you as a, man, Anime, you better eat this cake type shit going on. Real talk. Because you couldn't, no. But I respect her for keeping the gangster and saying what she had to say up top. I can respect that. Because he a fool if he fuck with her. He the dummy. So I can respect her for that. I could at least give her that much respect that, hey, she spoke her truth. That's on her. Somebody will fall for it. Not me, though. I ain't going.
He'll know what he's getting into. That's for sure.
Bless her heart.
Go on and speak your piece, Rush, because then I want to tell you what the people on the post said. So go on.
Right,
we know you gonna go in.
I'm gonna tell you like this. Shorty was a pretty girl, okay, but the bitch wasn't that fine to be talking the way she was fucking talking. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. She was not that fucking fine. Ain't no woman, and I won't, you know, I might get some backlash on this. Ain't no woman that fine to be talking that way, because guess what? We in a day and time where if we just gonna call a spade, we got a lot of shiftless motherfucking people in our race. We do, men and women, okay? Now, if it's a shiftless ass motherfucker that's not getting up trying to make any ends meet, they not trying to go to work, they ain't looking for a job, and they just being a bum, I'm not talking about that person. But if this is a man that gets up, goes to fucking work on a daily basis, brings his check home, and he's responsible with his money, for a woman to say, you don't make enough for me, and you don't even really know me, and to say that I got to make 2, 3, 4. First of all, my question was, what the fuck is in her life? That's my question. What the fuck does this bitch do to even talk like this? She didn't look, she looked like she was well dressed, but then if you look at her, you have.
She looks stripperish to me.
Listen, this is the thing I was gonna say, and I'm not trying to diss no women, okay? But I'm gonna say this: Shorty didn't even have a body for the shit she had on. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you sitting up here talking like you a motherfucking. I'm just gonna bring her picture back up on the screen so y'all can see this motherfucker. This nigga, I got more meat on my chest than she do, and I'm a skinny nigga. You understand what I'm saying? So to hear a motherfucker sit up here and talk that stupid, look at this little chest motherfucker right quick. Just look at this little chest motherfucker. She don't look like a full ass, look like she didn't came through puberty yet. And you want to sit up here and talk about, if this mother make this.
Wise, I guess for the sake of making whatever they was doing, but I wouldn't even still been sitting there. I'd have looked up, oh, that's how you feel? All right, fuck you and your podcast or whatever the fuck you got going on right here. But you got me all the way fucked up.
Dude that was on the side with her was not rocking with her at all doing the fucking shit that she was talking about. So I want to make that very fucking.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I wouldn't even been sitting there listening to that shit.
And see, like, this is the problem. We talk about relationships and love and all this other shit, but this is the problem. You have to funnel through motherfuckers like this just to find somebody. On the women's side, you gotta find a motherfucking nigga that just ain't talking shit to get some pussy to really be in a relationship with. Like, it's so fucked up. The choosing is so fucked up right now. You know what I mean? Ladies, I hate to say this. I love y'all, and my Facebook is full of y'all. But some days I go to my Facebook and I look at Instagram and I'll be like, man, shorty bad, but I wouldn't fuck with her. I don't even like they post. Like, I might see some shit and and as a man, I might look at it and be like, that shorty look good and she doing this and she doing that. But to ask myself, is this somebody that I would want to fuck with? No. Because, ladies, let me tell y'all something. If you want a man to choose you, you should not put him in a position where he got to choose, where he got to sit there and compete with everybody on fucking Facebook. He got to compete with everybody that you know, and you so eager for the attention that you just throw yourself out there and don't even think of the risk or the cost of what it's going to cost you in a relationship if you ever decide to get there. Like, and I understand some of y'all out there like, I don't want no relationship. I'm living my life and I'm doing da-da-da-da-da-da. But guess what? One of these days, you're going to pop up and be like, yo, I want to do something different. And all the shit that you're doing now, niggas going to look back at. Prime example. There are some women that I've met through Facebook, and back in the day, they was bad. And I mean, they looked amazing. And then I'm seeing some pictures of them now. And I'm like, you don't look like you used to look. So if that's just a basic conversation from a motherfucker looking a certain way, what am I going to think about a motherfucker that was a thought today and 2 years from now, they still thought, baby, I can't, in my mind, you're just a thought. You just a piece of ass. You just a bitch. You just putting yourself out here, and I understand everybody on this OnlyFans. I don't understand this OnlyFans shit. I do not understand paying a motherfucker to go online just to look at their ass. I don't get it. That shit blows me. I see we got a phone call, 317-698. Who is that? Unmute you. Let me unmute you right quick so we can get you in here on the conversation. I just sent you the unmute. If you unmute your line, you can come in and talk to us on the conversation. But yeah, I don't even see the point. Like, I don't like real shit. Women, if there is a Negro out here, right? And this Negro don't do nothing but drink, smoke, party. He don't go to fucking work. He don't do shit. If you out to fuck with him, I don't say that he's the fool. I say that you the fool. Because goddamn it, why would you expect something different from his ass a week from now, a month from now? Because now you all in love with him and he didn't knock the boots out your ass. That's probably the only thing he can do is fuck the shit out you. You feel what I'm saying? But what else can he do? Can he even take you out to eat? Can he offer you some advice? Can he talk to your kids? Because more than likely, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. The average woman nowadays has kids. So if a man my age is going to get into a process of trying to meet somebody, that has to be part of the process. So I have to either ask myself, do I want to, like I said last week, do I even want to deal with a woman that has kids or do I not? So once you start to look at what people in their own realm need, I don't need no bullshit coming from you. Come on, talk to me, Seiko.
Yeah. So that was some fuck shit. Excuse my French. Yeah, that's not even realistic. Like, yeah, no, we're not even. Never mind. Go to the next person. Oh, wait a minute. Let me read this comment. I'm not talking about that. Y'all need to watch the TV show Married at First Sight. Molly, please call back. Well, he sent you the unmute, and apparently you didn't get a chance to unmute yourself. Please call us back. Y'all need to watch the show, Married at First Sight. These people are scientifically put together and don't see one another or know their name until they're at the altar to say, I do.
That's bullshit.
That's one of my sisters, Michelle Thomas. Okay, well, I'm not going to be on that show because I'm look, this right here, if I hold my tongue, that's one thing. But my face ain't never going to be, I ain't never been able to hide what I truly think, what I really feel, and it's going to come out. I mean, I can sit up here and be like, yeah, I'm not going to say nothing. But I mean, my face, and I already told you the whole daggone story. So yeah, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that.
Yeah, that's me having an issue with the, what is it, 90 Day Fiance?
I don't know. I don't watch that kind of stuff, so I don't know.
They got another show. You're 90 days, then you're supposed to marry this person. Good luck.
Hey,
I know me, but by 15 days, I'm gonna be like, you need to get the fuck on. I can't.
When I read that comment, I instantly thought a Dave Chappelle's swapping spouses segment with Leonard Washington, and he went to the white woman's house and she got Biff. The sister got Biff, and the white woman got Leonard Washington. That nigga was in there tripping like, where y'all face cloths at? You just wash your feet with the soap? He's like, wow, white, shut up. You better use your inside voice. Like, how the hell do you just match? How do you even? I guess now in the it's everybody could get 15 minutes of fame. What society that we in now, and all this bullshit ass propaganda ass reality TV shit that they coming up with. I can see this shit because it's probably a lot. It will never get my attention. But I guarantee you it's a reason they on TV, because somebody experiencing that dumb shit for real, or motherfucker, they see how I go. That's just the silliest shit I've ever heard in my fucking life.
I cannot. No.
That's just absolutely.
And my temperament too bad anyway. No.
Just show up at the altar and say I do to a motherfucker I ain't never met.
Yeah, and see, and I'm one of those people, like I said, y'all have heard me say, I can love you and we can live next door to each other. We can have a duplex. You live on your half, I'm gonna live on my half. We cool. You see what I'm saying? So you want me to just show up and then I don't know you?
I think the even sadder part for me is that it's actually a show. It's actually motherfuckers doing this shit.
I can't. I can't.
How much are you? I guess for the right amount of money. Fuck it.
Well, like the lady said in the last video, if they not marrying for love and for the benefit of it, then
she should be on that show. She should be on that show. That show works perfect for her ass.
Lord.
Well, they should put the last one on Bachelor then, because he worked probably making 3 times more than her.
Okay, since we this relationship shit, I'm about to get into this clip.
Uh-oh.
And I got mixed feelings about this clip. Part of me be like, dude was on some bullshit. Then the other half of me was like, he fucking told the truth. Now her response to what he's about to say, this clip is only like 45 seconds. And I'm gonna play it twice because I really want y'all to listen to it. Now, like I said, I believe like he was on some bullshit because of the way he set the camera up to record him asking this question and saying this to the woman. But I'm like, damn, he at least kept it 100. Now I'm about to play this clip. Y'all get mad at y'all own fucking devices, because I'm telling you, It's about to be some bullshit here. Here we go. Oh, hell, where my clip go? There we go.
I don't really want a relationship with you, but I want us to be together every day. I want to fuck you. I want you to suck my dick. I want you to cook for me. I want you to take trips with me. I actually want you to sleep over every day. I want you to meet my family. I want to meet your family too. But I don't really want a relationship with you. And I don't want you talking to other niggas either. But it's like, you know, I can do whatever I want though. But just hold it down though. But it's not really a relationship. You're like my best friend. You understand? Deal? Why?
That nigga said, why? He said, why now? I'm gonna try to listen to this one more again. I'm gonna back it up.
I don't really want a relationship with you, but I want us to be together every day. I want to fuck you. I want you to suck my dick. I want you to cook for me. I want you to take trips with me. I actually want you to sleep over every day. I want you to meet my family. I want to meet your family too. But I don't really want a relationship with you. And I don't want you talking to other niggas either. But it's like, you know, I can do what I want though. But just hold it down though. But
now, I'm gonna ask y'all this
relationship.
question.
Yep.
I'm gonna start with Queen. If a man was to give you that, have that conversation with you, would you be upset to the point where you would want to fight him? Or would you be like, nigga, I appreciate you for telling me the truth?
Okay, what age am I at on this one?
I ain't asking you your age. I'm asking you at the age you at right the fuck now.
If he had that conversation with me now, I'm not gonna fight you, deuces. Because you're telling me, put it like this, I'll appreciate him for saying what it is he wants. Then I will let him know what I want. And that's not it. And we're not gonna make it. So remember what you had, I'm out. Because he basically told her he didn't want no commitment. I don't want you, but can't nobody else have you. I'm going to control all of, basically that keeping that cow without, getting the milk and not purchasing the cow. That's what he was telling her. And if she stayed for that, then she knew what she was in for, because he was going to do what he wanted to do. Nah, I'm not going to do it. I'm out.
Okay, now you said the difference between you now and another age. Okay, let me pick a fresh age. 25. What would have been your response?
I'd have busted his motherfucking head. Just whooped his ass. What? Nigga, you done lost your mind. You done lost all of your mind. Okay, this what you gonna get. Now, take that too. And remember that ass whooping I just put on you.
I'm gonna tell you this though. This is why I have an issue with that. Because would he have been wrong if he would have kept her in the dark and just decided to fuck other bitches and do all kind of shit on the side? Or was he like, you know, like I'm not agreeing with the way he said it, but what he said, I really don't see no fucking issue with that. Like I'm being dead ass honest with that. I'm thinking like if a woman told me that at 25 and I'm thinking of me at 40, about to be 45 now, what would be my difference in what she would say? And to be honest with you, I don't think that my response would be any different. I think that my emotions might be a little bit different. You feel what I'm saying? Like in my 20s, I might have been hurt. I might have been angry. I might have been, you know, wanting to just snap off. But it's a difference now when it goes to something and somebody say something like, well, if somebody don't want to do something, you can't really just hold them at fault. Because let's just say it had been 3 years that she decided to stay in this relationship and he just decided to do whatever the fuck he wanted to do. And then she found out about it. Which would have been worse, him telling her about it right now and she having a decision to either deal with it or go? Or would it be better 3 years later and find out about it and her feelings is all fucked up?
Let me back up on me. At 25.
Your ass up, man.
If at 25 we hadn't declared or what the relationship was, and we didn't say we was committed or that way, that if he would have came at me with that, I'd have been like, okay, that's what you want to do, all right, but just know I'm not going to do what you say as far as nobody else, because if you can do what you want to do, I'm gonna do what I want to do at 25. Now, if they defined a relationship, or she thought that they were in a relationship, and he came out of nowhere with this, telling her that, she was hurt. She was crushed, because she probably was head over heels in love with him, and then all of a sudden he just shattered her whole little dream. But for me, if he would have came at me with that, and I probably would have still reacted the same way if I thought we were in a relationship. And then you say, find out that he's cheating. I mean, either way it goes, he's telling her he's gonna cheat. He told her. He flat out said, I don't want you messing with nobody, but I'm gonna do what I want to do.
And he want his dick sucked.
I mean, yeah, he wanted the whole cake. He wanted his cake, eat it too, and everything else. And he wanted her to accept that.
It's the most player part to me when that nigga said, look, I still want to meet your parents and you meet my parents, and I still want to fuck, and you can still stay here. Like, you can still be here every fucking night. Like, like, on some real shit, y'all get mad at all y'all want to, but that was a fucking player move. It didn't work out the way he wanted it to, because she sure enough stole on his ass. But that's some real player shit. Come on, talk to me, Nope.
Hey, man, I love that whole fucking clip. From the shit he said to her reaction. Priceless. Because, goddamn it, he kept it real. Yes, he did. And in his keeping it real, it's a 50-50 chance. She either gonna go or she ain't. And she didn't. And her reaction was priceless. Because you had to know if it didn't go good, it was either gonna go good or it was gonna go all the way bad. And if he didn't know that,
I mean, you seen it in her face.
I loved everything he spit.
Listen, that's what I was about to say. Like, if I'm gonna play the clip back, but I ain't gonna play the audio this time. But I want y'all to pay attention.
Yeah,
face.
Fantastic.
Whole fucking thing. We're gonna be just talking about it I want y'all to pay attention to her face. Her face from the second this nigga started to talk was like, I'm about to fuck. Look at this shit. Look at this. She ain't moving. He look at his face. The more I'm looking at the video, I'm like, the more he was really serious. His heartbeat. He trying to be on some real player shit. He trying to. It's about how much time he got left? He got about 10 seconds left for this ass. He got about.
Look at it. It's just.
You know a nigga trying to be real when they pointing at themselves and trying to talk. Yeah, baby.
Yeah. Looking at him like, I'm about to fuck you up.
Right there. That's what she was like. I'm about to slap the shit out this nigga.
Bang. Look at this shit. Oh, I don't even know why the video stopped.
Hey, man.
But she was ready, ass boy. And I'm like, God damn, I feel so sorry for the nigga.
Hey, the whole clip was epic, though. It's like, that's the shit women want. Y'all say y'all want the truth. You want a motherfucker to tell you what his intentions is. He did that. But I can't get mad at her reaction either.
Nope. And that's exactly what I was about to say. You can tell us the truth.
That's why I said I loved it. I loved it.
Tell us the truth. But now when you get your ass whooped, don't say nothing. But, tell us the truth.
But now you only got a couple licks.
You understand?
Punch your ass back.
Deal?
Hey, she moved some furniture.
Right.
She was moving some furniture in that one.
I don't really want a relationship with you.
You in a fight.
But I want to.
Let me tell you something.
I want to fuck you.
You know how he knew it wasn't. He didn't know it was coming that way. Because when she first took that first strike, that nigga was like, "Whoa!" Immediately, he just covered up. He was just like, oh shit. I didn't expect
Oh shit.
What did he expect her to do? How did he
Hey,
expect her to react?
it wasn't that, obviously.
Listen,
That wasn't what he was expecting.
I'm a
No, we have a choice. We have a choice, and she chose to whoop his ass.
Hey.
this go back to last week's show.
Hmm.
Just because I say something or do something that you don't like, it don't give you a right.
Right to put your hands.
Okay. Now, in all fairness, them folks is young, and at a young age, oh yeah, we about to move all this furniture. We about to it's about to be some stuff. Now, at my age now, I'd have been like, oh yeah, for real, because that was the relationship we were talking about earlier. That when we talked about, it was draining, and I was just like, yeah, I'm not going to do this, and he was like, but yes, you are. That was basically the situation, and I ended up just basically laughing, just like I would do now. Laugh in the person's face and be like, oh, for real, that's what you want? Okay.
Man, I shouldn't be
And I'm gonna walk
laughing this
away.
hard though, but that shit was funny.
And now I would walk away. But at that age, at the age that them folks look like, yeah, we
Hey, he felt that though. He was being real sincere. You didn't see the sincerity in his.
And that ass whooping he
It
took was
was
real
too.
sincere.
Right. He sincerely whooped his ass.
Man, listen, I admire the dude for even having the guts to even do it like he did it.
Man,
Well, she's my hero because she sure put them paws on him. What nigga, you done lost your mind.
It was only one or two. It was only two ways it could go, good or bad. It went bad.
And Molly said, no, I would laugh directly in his goofy ass faces. I love Molly.
okay, y'all ready for the next question?
No.
Let me regroup.
Okay, Maseko, God damn it, since you want to be a smart ass. If a man were to get into an argument with this woman and she decided to hit him and become physical with him, that's from last week. I asked that. Yeah.
So I don't know why you trying to bring up old stuff.
Shut your face. I'm gonna kick you in the. I'm about to say.
You can't kick me nowhere.
So I'm gonna kick you in the nuts, but I was about to say she ain't even got none. God damn. You and your okay. This is what I'm gonna ask y'all. Did y'all see the video about the Megan Thee Stallion shit this week?
No.
Okay. So Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B put out a new joint.
Yeah, that mess.
Okay. And it was a young man that made a video. And when I watched the video,
that you don't,
and since we've been sitting up here talking about the differences of when we were younger and older, some people on here talking about the differences between they were young and older. This young guy has got to be under 21. He's got to be. Okay. So I want y'all to listen to what my brother is saying about the Cardi B situation. And he's going to sort of refer to what women throw out there and how men receive it. So I want to hear what y'all got to say about this. We're about to go with this clip. I hope y'all enjoy this because I really did. Here we go.
Cardi B is a millionaire telling you broke ass, not calling you women broke, but she's a millionaire and you're not. And she's telling you that you don't have to cook or clean to get a ring. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. You know what I'm saying? They're promoting this stock culture and y'all are gaining absolutely nothing from it. And real men like me and plenty of others, we're watching that and we're like, okay, they're making it easier for us to, what word am I looking for? Filter the type women that we want to be with. So for the most part, real men that are progressive, that have a career, that's actually going places in life, they don't want a woman like a Cardi B or a Meg Thee Stallion. So they're influencing y'all to really not be shit. You know what I mean? Y'all just gonna get passed around. And if that's y'all goal, to be passed around, then more power to you. But for all the women that are actually real women with morals and values, y'all are appreciated, and it's a good man out there waiting on you. A lot of you chicks that look up to Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion, y'all have been hurt before, y'all have been played before, so therefore y'all just thinking, fuck all men. You know, who cares? Men are trash, blah, blah, blah. And a bigger number of y'all probably didn't have y'all fathers. You know what I'm saying? Y'all probably lacked a positive male role model growing up. So you look up to women like this who are just completely combative against the black man. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think about it, these white girls, these R&B, not R&B, but these pop stars, they're not doing that shit. Black women, we are the only race that fight with each other through music, Twitter, everything. Just black woman versus black man. I'll never understand it. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. So y'all can continue looking up to these chicks. I'm just here telling you from the outside looking in, it's not going to end well. But if it's your goal to be a typical bum-ass chick that rely on dudes and, you know, sell yourself out, hey, do what you do. You feel me? I'm just keeping.
So I'm just, oh, shit. That shit hit me. Oh, Lord. That's some good shit. Lord Jesus.
Really, Ross.
Pass that shit. Ah, that shit was good. Now I want to ask y'all a question. Seriously, is what my man said wrong? Because like, this is what I noticed when I made the post. A lot of people made references to the fact that they both married and it's just music. And then somebody else said, well, if we're going to talk about the music side, we got to look at what the brothers started. And so it made me sort of go back in my, you know, like to the beginning of like when rap sort of started to get a little bit indignant. You feel what I'm saying? When it first started to get a little bit out of control. And I thought about songs like Bitch Better Have My Money. I thought about songs.
Why was that immediately the first song I thought about?
I'm trying to keep it real though. But that's one of the first things that popped in my mind. Like, shit, bitch better have my money. Like that was one of the first, you know, like joints that I remember being a kid pumping, that it was like in that era of I shouldn't even be listening to this shit. You know, is this shit too old for me? You know, too old for me. And if my mama knew I was listening to that shit, I probably would have got punched in the fucking face. You feel what I'm saying? But songs like Bitch Better Have My Money. What was the Hoes with Attitudes? Songs like, oh my God, like it was so many songs that started to come to my mind. And then, you know, we move on up to when Snoop first popped out. Snoop was famous for the bitch shit. You know, that album popped because it was about like pimping. You know, 2 Live Crew, Me So Horny, Sir Mix-a-Lot, Baby Got Back. You feel what I'm saying? NWA, She Swallowed It. These are songs that we grew up on, but it was more of a man's perspective from that avenue. Now we're at an age where we have a lot more women that are a lot more sexual with their lyrics, their content, and what they put out there. Now, I agree to the fact of, yeah, they married and they might just be putting, you know, that might not be the lifestyle that they actually live. But as a culture, when you go from an era of you don't call a woman a bitch, you don't call a woman a hoe, you don't call a woman a slut, you don't call, you know, it's certain things that we didn't call women back in the day. So now we at a point, well, bitches call bitches bitches, hoes call hoes hoes, sluts call sluts sluts. It's not just the men that would even refer to it. So it's changed so much. how do y'all feel about that perception being pushed to the masses? Come on, talk to me. I want to hear from let me start with Big Note this time.
Man, I must say this. At 48, I've been around. I grew up on this thing we call hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
So all them songs you named, we go back Too Short. Too Short had this is just what it was, man. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna also say this. I'm basically just sick of the whole bullshit because I'm on a different level with it. We already separated as is. Don't get me wrong. The young man spoke a lot of truth. That he did. But to OGs, we know this now. We know. So you talking to these little bras that you talking to these little bras of your generation, and maybe some in ours, but you know, it is what it is. Men, it's been going on forever, man, and I don't see why it's such a big deal. Because if you're gonna wait till now to say something, because two females eating off of it, and now it's a big uproar because now all of a sudden they represent all women and they telling y'all this, that, and well, these niggas been telling y'all sell drugs and kill and shoot and maim all this time, and you motherfuckers ain't been holding no responsibility for that shit.
But do we hold some type of responsibility for those that have the spotlight? That those you're saying like us. We have a platform where we out here pushing shit to the people. You know what I mean? So either hold on, let me finish. So we could either be pushing out bullshit, or we could just, or we could be doing what we're doing right now, trying to come up with some real conversations, some real shit that affects real life relationships. So like, if you look at it from that aspect, it's like, do you look at it from, we as a people have been pimped out so much that, like, if you think about it, we don't have really no R&B groups out no more. We don't really have even really R&B motherfuckers out, period. Like, the only motherfuckers that's out like is like, Beyonce. That's like the only big female that's out. Everybody else is playing a limelight game. They just in the game trying to, keep their status and all that other shit. You feel what I'm saying? So the game itself has been changed so much. Like, think about it. We grew up, like, if we talk about what we walked in around the house when we were kids and we listened to what our parents were listening to, it was about love. Now, yeah, we had songs like I'm Your Pusher and shit like that, but the majority of the message that was being pushed out to the people was about trying to get on track and trying to move something. Somewhere along the lines, it went from I love you to, hey, bitch, come suck my dick. You feel? It went from I songs that women was talking about, I love my man and da 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 da, to, man, I want 20 gracks and I'll bounce this pussy on you. Like, and then when what bothers me is, okay, I think back to when I was that age and my mama used to walk in a room and be like, cut that shit off. Like, cut that shit off. And she was serious about that shit because she was offended by what the fuck she heard. You feel what I'm saying? Like, when she ain't nothing like fat pussy on my dick. Like, when she heard that in the crib, she was like, cut that shit off. That ain't gonna be played in my house. Now we at an age where the parent is playing shit all through the crib that the kid is picking up on. So, like, we got a whole generation of, like, if you can scroll World Star, YouTube, any website, Facebook, anything, and you can find a video of a young person wilding the fuck out, talking crazy as shit, and you sort of think to yourself like, man, if I was that nigga parent, I'd fuck him up. But the majority of people don't think like that no more. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm like, the viewpoint of what we think of, how we receive shit, what we say to each other, how we deal with each other has completely changed. But does that make it right? I understand that there's been a change. I'm not knocking that. Yo, it is what it is. I heard a pastor today say, we got to learn how to talk these kids talk. You know, I was used to coming in here with a suit and tie on, but now I got to come in here a little bit more laid back because I need to reach these young people. Okay, so when is our mentality of I want to reach the young people? And that's what I'm saying. Like the young dude in that video, it's like he's being dissed for actually thinking like a young man should think. Think about it. All of us got kids, right? Okay. At any point, would any of us want our child to deal with either a nigga that wasn't on shit, dope dealing and all kind of other bullshit and fucking up his life, or a bitch that was out here about that bag, shaking her ass for every fucking thing? Like, think about it. Think about it on that level. When it comes home to you, do you want your child to bring that home and then, you know what I'm saying? And then if they have kids with that bitch and then shit don't work out, because you know it ain't gonna work out because of the way they live in their lifestyles. You feel what I'm saying? You can, because we older, we can look at the shit and say, no, that ain't gonna work out. We can either say, I'm gonna let my child live his life, or I'm gonna try to say something to, my child. And that's where the disconnect is with our generation right now, because we just let our child do what the fuck they want to do. We don't, but I'm talking about as a mass, it's the masses. I ain't talking about just us, but the masses of our people, they I'm telling you. Think about when Facebook first popped out. Facebook was sort of cool. Facebook right now is wild as fuck. It's wild as fuck. And I'd be like, damn. And I look at some of them. I'd be like, damn, shorty like only 20, 23, 25. She young. And she hoeing on the internet. Like she straight up hoeing. Ain't no other way to look at it. She hoeing on the internet. And it's like, it's not just like back in the day where a motherfucker would go hoe in a particular section. And if you didn't go down there, and if you really didn't know about this hoe hoeing, you didn't know she was a hoe. Now motherfuckers is just hoeing. Hoeing is regular. Being a nothing ass nigga is regular. So when we hear somebody speak and say, yo, that ain't what we should be doing, our first thought is to say, oh man, shit, times have changed, man. Fuck that, man. You know, young nigga don't know what he talking about. No, that young nigga know what he talking about. He's young talking about, I don't want to deal with no bitch that's gonna be so fucked up in life that they gonna stop my enhancement in life. Because guess what? You should never be at a point in your life, young, old, middle-aged, whatever, where you're not thinking about fucking tomorrow. You feel what I'm saying? That young man is thinking about his future. He's thinking about the type of woman he wants to bring around. He's thinking about all of that shit. And we sort of saying like, well, hoes is hoes. So, young nigga, shut up. You wrong. I watched the shit and I was like, he's not really wrong. He's not really wrong. We just so used to it. Come on, talk to me, Queen. I want to go Queen, Note, Maseko, and then if we got any comments, bring them in.
I don't think the young man was wrong. And I'm thinking back to when we had Lil' Kim, Foxy Brown. Then you had Tupac out there. You wonder why we call you bitch. He explained it then. But what I see happening, or over time, what has happened is people have accepted it. And then you have a lot of parents, instead of being parents, they want to be friends with their kids. So now I'm going to relate to my child and listen to all kind of music.
And hoe around and do other shit around my kid outside of the music. Like, that's the difference. A lot of them, I'm telling you, I remember.
Well, what I'm saying is this. We all know kids cover what they see. So if you don't see this in my house, when you do see it, it's going to be foreign to you. Hold on. Like that young man, that's probably something that was never in his house. So when he starts to see it, he like, hold on, I'm not used to that. He wasn't taught that. He wasn't trained, raised up on that. But these other young people have been. Then when you get into the industry, we all know sex sells. You snatched Cardi B out of a strip club. What's the chick in Atlanta? It's another one. They snatching them out of these strip clubs, throwing them up on stage. What's the dude named T-Pain? I'm in love with a stripper.
Yeah.
They're glorifying this type of stuff. So when they glorify it, then you see these kids who's now this perception, they try to make it their reality. And we're dealing with that. Like you spoke on about Snoop and them and the guns and NWA and all this, and you know, then we get this gang stuff going on. And now we as the OGs is trying to figure out, how do we fix this? You asked if we hold the artists accountable for it. Well, we can try to hold them accountable for it, but those record labels, this is what they pushing. Either you do this or we're not gonna play your music. You're not gonna go nowhere. And these artists is looking at, hey, shit, this is millions. Because Lil Wayne can make a difference. Hell, Drake, all these ones that these kids is following can make a difference. Cardi B too. You see Beyonce, she's switching hers up. Black is King. Whereas she started off on some other shit. So they can do a transition. Lauryn Hill tried it, but you see what happened to her. So we as a parent, and I'm gonna have to use that loosely because a lot of people ain't parents, they just had kids. I'm gonna say it like that. They ain't parents, they just had kids. As a parent, you have to teach your child. My child didn't hear rap music till he was damn near 6 years old. And didn't play with toy guns until he was 10. And I had a heart attack then when they bought him one in. But if I put a gun in a child's hand, what's their fascination? You see him out here young now with it. It's all about how you train up a child. So I agree with the young man. And these young ladies are wondering why they're being treated the way that they present themselves. If you present yourself a certain way, that's how you're going to get treated.
Wait a minute. Say that again. I love what you just said. Women are being treated the way that they present themselves. And
exactly.
Fellas, y'all too. Because some of y'all is so fucked up. Y'all just posting any fucking thing just to get a fucking post. I want to go to Big Note. Come on, talk to me.
Man, look, I'm on the other side of the fence with it, man. I'm going to be honest. At the end of the day, the last thing Queen just said is what it is at the end of the day, period, point blank. The shit we see now, yeah, it's out there, though, but that shit been back there. I don't know about y'all parents, but my parents, hey, they got it in. They had parties, they did their thing, and guess what the fuck? You get your ass upstairs, out this motherfucking room, grown folks is down here, you ain't got no business. If I even catch your ass on the steps trying to listen, I'm gonna kick your ass, period. We can't, people need it because, and I'm gonna break it down like this. Would you suggest anybody under 18 watch Real Talk? What's love got to do with it?
Under 18?
Yes.
I would say 16 to 18 I'd be okay with, you know, because I work in the schools and I know that motherfucker.
I could dig what you said, but what I'm saying is, so say for instance, a 14-year-old, 13-year-old, they just bruising Facebook and they run across it because somebody shared or did with it. And we can't control that. Only their parents can control that.
But this is the difference from us though. If we saying though, this is for an adult audience. You feel what I'm saying? This is adult
parental advisory is that's why they put them stamps on there.
But that's out of my control though. You feel what
I'm saying? All I'm saying is they want to make this about the artists and the people in the fuck that. It's about you being a damn parent, period. Me and my daughter's, my youngest daughter, she's 21 now. Her mother, she's in the group. Y'all might have seen us had a dialogue when it was asked. We did it as much as gangster shit as I love, and her mama loved to listen to. If my daughter was in the car or we was in the house, it was no gangster rap play, period. And I used to hate it. It was Radio Disney in the car. It was every time I turn on the TV, it's got Disney, some crack cartoons. It's about the parent. That shit is been around from time. I learned a lot of the old school shit because we'd be traveling to Mississippi and they didn't have no choice but to, unless they was gonna put us in the trunk because they gonna listen to their blues on their ride. So that's how I caught a lot of it. But you wouldn't dare catch me playing, like you said, playing that shit in the house and my mama hear that. Man, you got to lost your mind. But our parents.
See, this is the question though. And I agree with you 100%. It does rely on what the parents are doing out here. I completely agree with you. You feel what I'm saying? But does that take away from the fact of because parents aren't parenting, because niggas is chasing the money, you feel what I mean? It's because it's not like niggas can't put music out here and be successful. It's a lot of artists that put out good music that are not signed to major labels because we are in a whole different world now. We're in this YouTube era. We in, like if you can get a following and you go out there and put the work in, you can get it's a lot of especially like with these rappers, the rappers proved it. They don't need no labels. They doing this shit independent. So if that's the case, why can't we just all, like what happened along the way where everything that we accept is that bullshit? Because guess what? If we didn't listen to it, like if we cut on the radio right now and it was some bullshit on the radio, because guess what? I understand people gonna curse and do all that shit. I get it. But the majority of the shit is just bullshit anyway. It ain't even a good fucking song. Like a lot of these motherfuckers, and I ain't gonna even say no name, Suki Hana. Like she got some okay songs, and then she got some songs, and I'll be like, that's some bullshit. It's a couple motherfuckers out here. I listen to they shit. I be like, that's some bullshit. How the fuck is this getting so much fucking play? How are we so fucked up in the mindset that we will accept this shit? Like that's the part that bothers me because we so simple-minded. We so simple-minded that we don't even look for nothing else. We don't even try to do nothing else. So I agree with you as far as what a parent should do. That's 100%.
Yeah, I take it one step further for you on this. I don't know if you've really just listened to Power 42. I don't play that shit on my radio station. That's my part of doing it. I ain't gonna say it ain't some hip hop on there, but it's probably a lot of old school. And if it is the baby, all that, I might have one or two of their little catchy songs, but bro, everything that comes through Power 42 is R&B. And I did that for a reason. Because I do understand that the music is very influential. I do understand that. So I'm not in the business of, when I tell you the honest, if I hear it and Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion are probably the first song that I've actually heard that I could tell you I liked it and I know who wrote it and who it is doing it. I don't pay that shit no attention. My little bro calls me every morning because he got to be at work at 5 a.m. He like, bro, I'm trying to get crunk and you still playing this R&B and this, bro. That's not what I want to put out there. You know what I'm saying? That's my contribution to keeping this, because I can't knock them cats for getting their money.
No, I ain't knocking that.
I know you. I'm not saying you are. I'm saying I can't knock them for getting their money, but I ain't got to, you know what I'm saying, be a part of that, because to me, it's all systematic. That's a whole different story. You know what I'm saying? They want this shit like this.
Well, see, for me, this will fuck me up. I had heard the song before I saw the topic. You feel what I mean? I specifically remember jumping in my car and I heard the song and I was like, is this a new song or an old song? You know what I mean? Because I didn't recognize Megan, but I recognized
Cardi.
You recognize Cardi voice. You know what I'm saying? And I was listening to XM radio, so sometimes XM will play some shit that's sort of like, under the radar, some shit like that. So I listened to the shit and I was like, this is the thing. I don't really have a problem with the lyrics or nothing with the song, like, you know, but when I think about this young man's perspective and what he said about how we choose our mates designed on what is put into our heads. You feel what I'm saying? And this is anybody. Like, if you read a book, you become more knowledgeable instantly because you've put something in there. The majority of our young people, all they hear is bullshit. They don't hear anything that makes it, you know, the majority of them. I'm not saying that there aren't young people that do good things and listen to good shit, but the majority of them, you cut some shit on. Like when mumble rap first came out, I was like, what the fuck is this? I was like, niggas is literally mumbling on a fucking song. And then it took me to understand that these niggas was so fucking high that was the sound that they projected. You feel what I'm saying? And they put mumble rap. I think that's what my girl online right there. I just sent you the unmute button. So let me know if you come through. But Maseko, I want you to come in here and say something right quick. You muted, baby.
Right there. I just sent you the unmute button. Oh, hello. I have a quick question.
Put it down in the background because we hear the computer, so it's giving us an echo.
Okay, give me one second. Okay, so quick question. Is everybody in this group single, or like y'all got a mate, somebody you talking to?
I single, boss.
We're just curious. Where is that heading? Hello?
Can you hear us?
Hello?
Oh, sorry. I accidentally muted myself. So sorry. But the topic is what's love got to do with it. So I was like wondering if anybody had like a love life, and then I was gonna, go for it after that.
Yeah, I am in a relationship.
Okay, so what's your question? Okay, she hung up. I see we got Tigress on the phone. If you could unmute yourself, you could come in and talk to us right quick. I'd love to hear from you. I think she just unmuted herself. Come on, talk to us. Tigress?
Good evening. How is everyone?
Well, thank you.
This is my first time here, and I don't really know what the topic is tonight.
The topic tonight is, okay, this is where we started off. We're talking about the value of love versus the cost of love. So the show initially kicked off with us talking about the differences in a relationship where both parties value the relationship, and on the other side, one is losing more because it's costing them more to be in a relationship, and at the end of that relationship they lose by that conversation. Right now we're talking about this young video that we just this young man on this video that we just got through watching, and he was talking about the new Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion song, and he was saying that he feels that women are right now at this particular point putting themselves out there to a point where men cannot see value in them. That am I saying that right? No, am I saying that right?
Pretty much. That's pretty much what he's saying.
So talk to us, Tigress.
I think that would be an individual choice. All men, all women, you can't put in the same box and, open them up and you're going to see all the cordial cherries look the same and taste the same. First of all, my take on that song, I was 22, 23, 24 once, and ideally I might not have been what somebody wanted as their wife or whatever. And at the time I didn't embrace it, but at this point in my life, I'm 46 years old. A person that doesn't, I listened to the song once, so I'm not even, really versed in actually what it says or whatever. A lot of sexual innuendos and talking about making money and whatever. I said the other day in a group, because they were talking about gold diggers, and they said that basically they were, I guess, pissed off at gold diggers or whatever. But I'm like, I said, the only thing that I would like to say is that gifts is an actual love language, so it's not actually at the very bottom of my list, but that doesn't mean I don't like them, but somebody who, if their love language, if their first and foremost one is gifts, they might be able to be considered a gold digger. I don't condone, selling people dreams and lying, because that's wicked, but somebody out there obviously appreciates a gold digger because they get what they want from they're getting whatever it is that they want. And, where there's a need, that it'll be met. You know what I mean? Anywho, yeah, that's my take on the Cardi B thing. As far as not wanting somebody because they've been somewhere else or been with somebody, there's somebody for everybody out here. I've seen like crackheads with someone for years or whatever, when I was single or what. Come on now. There's somebody for everybody. Why can't people just be whatever they want to be? Everybody doesn't have to be marriage material. Not all women want to get married.
Well, see, I think, okay, is this your first time tuning into the show?
Yes, it is.
Let me give you the premise.
And honestly, if I hadn't looked to see how many people were on here, I probably wouldn't. As far as so many people, if the people on Facebook were on this Zoom, I probably wouldn't be talking, because I don't really say too much usually on these Zooms.
Well, I'm glad we got you online. Let me give you a little background about the show. Me and Masako had a conversation about a particular lifestyle.
Right.
Okay. And so it started to spawn the question of like, what is love and what do people perceive love to be? Because it's a difference. You understand what I'm saying? Love is patient, kind. Love is, if you understand what love is, it has certain attributes to it.
Right.
But what people have gotten to the point of receiving love to be, it's not what love is. You feel what I'm saying? So what we try to do on a weekly basis is have a conversation that is built around some particular topic, but we try to find out, where does love stand in this conversation? Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
So
where love stands at in this conversation is letting them young ladies, if the conversation is about the song WAP, let those young ladies be who they are, live and let live. We those of us who are older were their age once, and you live and you learn. Let them live in them and learn.
But is the young man that spoke, because we have to remember, we are older, but the man that spoke in the video was about 20 years old.
Okay, I didn't see the video. I probably should have seen the video.
So this is what we're gonna do just for you. I'm gonna find the video once again, and I'm gonna play the video right here online. And I want you to listen to the conversation that he has in this video, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so just give me 1 second. I'm backing it up. I'm getting the video ready.
Yeah, he didn't speak no truth. He spoke the truth, though.
He definitely
did.
Because it was like, and this is what spawns the question. Where did the separation come where we don't understand where love fits into this? You feel what I'm saying? Because where's the identity match up? Here we go. We're about to play the video again.
All right, thank you.
No problem.
Cardi B is a millionaire telling you broke ass, not calling you women broke, But she's a millionaire and you're not. And she's telling you that you don't have to cook or clean to get a ring. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. You know what I'm saying? They're promoting this stock culture and y'all are gaining absolutely nothing from it. And real men like me and plenty of others, we're watching that. And we're like, okay, they're making it easier for us to, what word am I looking for? Filter. To filter the type women that we want to be with. So for the most part, real men that are progressive, that have a career, that's actually going places in life, they don't want a woman like a Cardi B or a Meg Thee Stallion. So they're influencing y'all to really not be shit. You know what I mean? Y'all just gonna get passed around. And if that's y'all goal, to be passed around, then more power to you. But for all the women that are actually real women with morals and values, y'all are appreciated, and it's a good man out there waiting on you. A lot of you chicks that look up to Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion, y'all have been hurt before, y'all have been played before, so therefore y'all just thinking, fuck all men. You know, who cares? Men are trash, blah, blah, blah. And a bigger number of y'all probably didn't have y'all fathers. You know what I'm saying? Y'all probably lacked a positive male role model growing up. So you look up to women like this who are just completely combative against the black man. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think about it, these white girls, these R&B, not R&B, but these pop stars, they're not doing that shit. Black women, we are the only race that fight with each other through music, Twitter, everything. This black woman versus black man, I'll never understand it. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. So y'all can continue looking.
Now, do you see where he was going with that?
Yes, I see where he was going with that.
So my question is, and I'm gonna ask this again to the whole panel again, because I listened this time, I heard it and I heard something completely different. He made a lot more sense to me watching it the second time, because he didn't knock the woman that's deciding to live this way. He did not knock her at all. He said, man, more power to you. He said,
how you live.
He said, but if you're not living under this mindset, this is not what we want to, this is not what we want. And like, when you think about it, as a woman, do you want a nothing ass nigga? Do you feel what I'm saying? Do you want a nigga that's out here fucking around and just, you know, what if he a porn star, you know, he just fucking and he just doing all kind of shit and he has no fucking problem with it. He just, you know, this is my life. You know, what would that mean to a woman? So, and this is the killer part that I said earlier. The times have changed, because back in the day when it was a man being a hoe, women had an issue with that. Now it's a woman being a hoe, but they ain't got no issues with the hoeing at all. Talk to me. Come on. I want to hear from Tigress, and then I want to hear from Queenie. Then I want to hear from Seiko, and then I want to hear from Big Note.
Well, first of all, I'm polyamorous.
Okay.
I'm a submissive in the BDSM community, if you can call it a community. So there is a way to do everything. After hearing that, I think I need to listen to the song again, because I didn't, the belittling men part, maybe, it must have missed me, because I didn't, I just thought, and maybe I didn't even listen to it fully, because I'm not a fan of Cardi B, but I'm not a hater of hers either. Get it how you get it or whatever. You're young. You only live every day. And if every day you want to live your life like Cardi B, then so be it. What about the women who can do all those things, that cooks, cleans, what about that one with cooks, cleans, and likes to, I don't even know what to ask about that, because I feel like I need to listen to the song again, honestly. I'm going to say there's somebody for everybody too. You know,
This is true.
so I think we may spend too much time, you know, wondering about other people's relationships and what they're doing wrong and how they're living their lives. You know, why question everything that people do? Let them be them as long as they're happy. If they're not hurting anybody, you know.
Queen A, come on. I want to hear what the big queen got to say about this.
Yeah, come on, somebody else.
Okay, looking at the video again, and him telling the young women that they will be just passed around because they chose to emulate what Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion are representing. Again, I'm going to say that a female, will be treated the way she presents herself. And these young ladies who are presenting themselves in that way will be treated that way. And it's true what he says about being passed around. When it comes to relationships and they want something more, men are going to look at that. They want quality versus, they don't want something that everybody's ran through, so to speak. Now, you heard old adage, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife, which I think that's a lie, because back in the day, all the hoes that we was in school with ended up housewives, and the ones who was stuck in the house looking out the window are still single. So that's a little, I think that's a little bit far-fetched. But with me having a son, I hear him talk about how females, and I don't even know the name of the song that they were singing, but it was some song that a lot of the young girls were singing, and he had a problem with that. And then if the young lady tried to approach him, he was thinking her mindset was just as this song. Whatever Cardi B is singing, her mindset was that, and he didn't want that. He wanted something else. So the young man was telling the truth when he was saying that they may be passed around and looked over. A man's not going to choose that. Some men will, if that's what they like. So, I mean, to each his own on that, in the choice that you make. But don't expect to get something that you're not willing to be.
Very good point. Very good point. Big Note, talk to me, man. I want to hear what the Big Note man has to say. That topic here.
Yeah, there's some hoes in this house. That's all I got to say. Hey, that shit rocks.
Your point about
this song rocks, man. And I just, like I said, I guess I'm different, bro, because I feel responsible for what my kids are taking. The ladies rocked it. They killed the song. It is what it is to me. Did the young man speaking what he spoke? Yeah, he's speaking true. That's what you want. Yes, you would hope that that's what they get. But then he kind of lost me toward the end because he started putting the blame game a little bit, like women. And I'm just like, I'm a firm believer in everybody has a choice. You know what I'm saying? That's just because this could really be the cost of love versus the value of love for your ass. Because he actually, even though he was speaking the truth, he looked like one of them ones they'll get hold to and pop his whole pocket and have him somewhere strung out. He looked like one, even though he talking that good gang, he looked like either he done been there or he's capable of being taken there. and almost when he got to when he got to the end, he just lost me when he started kind of blaming, because I was with him like, okay, I feel you, youngster, but then I think he lost because I think he felt he was speaking from experience. I think the little nigga been hurt by a hoe before. He was speaking out of pain. He might have been speaking out of a little pain at the end because he got a little more, and he got a little personal. And he started saying women is y'all, and I'm like, oh, dude, you lost it.
Well, he was talking about women in particular, though. So it wouldn't make no sense for him to just jump over to talk about niggas. Come on, Seiko, talk to him. He kicked the video off talking about like, yeah,
Hey,
goddamn ratchet. This shit don't make no sense. Come on, talk to me, Seiko.
I'm one of those people. I firmly believe to each their own. We've all done some scandalous shit. And then there are those times where we're all just no, I want to be all pristine and pious. But I mean, it's all about like Takers was saying. There's somebody for everybody. There absolutely is. The song is making money. They're like, y'all been saying this for years. I'm gonna tell you this point blank and frank. I listened to about 10 seconds of the song. I don't listen to that kind of music. I don't listen to today's hip hop, rap, none of that BS. That's because it has no value when we're talking about cost versus value. It has no value to me. They're not talking about nothing. So therefore it has no value to me. So the song is what it is. The song is talking about what men have been talking about for years. The reason it's catching attention is because it's two females who are, I guess, real hot right now that are actually saying what other folks have been saying all this time. What the men have been saying all this time. It was no big deal when the men were saying it, but now that the women are saying it, no, now you got a big deal, and how you women want to act like that, and how you want to think like that, and why would you present yourself that way? It's the same way you've been presenting it all the time. The thing about it is the women took it over. The women said, okay, so this made y'all some money, so now it's gonna make us some money too. That's all it is. It's about money. But as far as like the being responsible with your kids and who listens to what, my daughter listens to none of that. But that's about the life that I chose. So when he talks about Radio Disney and he talks about the Disney Channel and all that stuff, that's what my daughter grew up on. That's what my daughter grew up on. Now, once she got to be about 16, 17, my daughter can quote you all kinds of DMX, Eminem, Jay-Z, but you know what? That's what mama listens to. But all this new stuff, nah. So it's all about how, what you want for your own life and how you present your life and how you choose to do what you choose to do with your life. Because like I said, they've been saying it for years.
But what's crazy is the hook is an old school house song.
Right.
There's some hoes in this house been around forever.
Ever. But my point is, it was cool. Hoes in this house were men singing it. So now they took it. They just like, you know what? Now we saying it. So now what? So now we gonna get paid for saying what y'all been saying all this time, and we gonna take it and make it our own, and we gonna get paid for it.
And at the end of the day, it's still gonna be some hoes in this house.
It don't matter what we do, what we say, how we work it.
Period.
They still gonna be in the house.
You know what? You know what the problem, man. You know what the problem is? They're trying to hold the women to a different standard.
Yes,
absolutely.
They're holding the women to a different standard, and the men. It's a double standard going on right now.
But to y'all defense, though, y'all don't really understand. I don't think women really understand the power they hold.
Yeah,
R. Kelly and Jay-Z made a song about it called "The Power of the Pussy."
We know.
You know what I'm saying? And just like they said, and it's real shit. That's why niggas get their hair cut, try to just fly. Say what you want to say. Nigga, we do that. Yeah. So in that realm, I understand what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, if that's where he was going with it, I still feel like he was, speaking out of pain. I'm just saying. But if he was going on that aspect, y'all can make niggas do a lot of shit. Y'all can inspire men to do a lot of shit. But I guess in the sense of what he talking about, that's why niggas don't go. Because they look at the motherfuckers and be like, nah.
It's a level of respect.
Yeah,
it's a level of respect. That's where it kind of boils down to.
I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna get ready to wrap up the show because we ran like 20 minutes past. All I'm gonna say is, personally, I'm at a point where I recognize that what certain things I did in my youth, you know what I'm saying, in my younger days, were not beneficial to me. You feel what I'm saying? I live my life a particular type of way. I liked a particular type of woman, you know, and it did not benefit me at all. And, you know, and I'm not going to, I had some nice looking women in my day, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, how they looked compared to how the relationship ended up. And I'm bringing this back to our original topic, you know, life will deal you a different, life will, let me how can I break this down? Life will only deal you the cards that you fuck around and put your hands and sit down at the table and say you want to play. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you have to be very secure in what you want. Know what love is to you, first of all. That's key. Find out, get an understanding of what love is before you start throwing the fucking word around, before you start getting people involved, whether you're a male or a female. Like, throwing that word around can cause you so much drama later. That's why with that one clip that we played with dude that got whooped, I was like, at least he told the fucking truth. You know what I mean? He told her like, yo, I don't want to be I just want to fuck.
Head.
Yeah, he said you can stay here and all that shit, but I don't fucking be in a relationship.
I just want to be under you.
At the end of the day, I respect that a lot more than a motherfucker that goes around and plays a game that he not in, or she knows that she's not in.
Amen.
It would be so much simpler. You know what I'm saying? We would get along so much better as a people. Like, niggas wouldn't look at females the way that they look at females. Females wouldn't look at niggas the way that they look at each other. If we didn't play that game with each other, you know what I'm saying? If we didn't fuck around and act like we was just, you know, had a fucking joystick in our hand, and we playing with motherfuckers. If we decide that what we want is what we gonna push out, then we'll be a much happier, you know, people. If the niggas that don't want to fuck around and be on no real shit fuck with other motherfuckers that don't want to be around and be on no real shit, they gonna be cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no point to have an argument with a motherfucker if they ain't never fucking lied to you, if they ain't never played with your emotions, you know, if they ain't never used the words, I love you. So I hope today's show gave y'all a better understanding of the cost of love versus the value of love. You know, because the value of love is something that, you know, it don't cost nothing. And it's so, this is the crazy part. Love that is genuine don't cost a goddamn thing, but it's irreplaceable. You know what I'm saying? It's irreplaceable.
It's worth everything and don't cost you nothing. It's worth more than it costs. Believe that.
Do a fucking thing. When you play with love, and tell niggas you love them and you don't love them, and you get in certain situations, that shit will cost you. Oh, trust me, it will cost you.
Like last week, your boy with the car.
It'll cost you.
It cost his ass.
It cost him. It cost him. And we still don't know if he was in his, or if he was in the right, or if he was in the wrong.
In the wrong.
Nigga got just ran over.
Well, it was 18 years of cost, that's for sure.
Damn so.
Like, and guess what? The cost was so much. He's like, think about it. When you pay for something, you want to pay for it in full. Ain't nothing like being in debt to a motherfucker. And think of it. If you in a relationship for 18 years and you didn't get nothing out of it and you got to end it, that's 18 years of cost that you cannot get back at all. You know, like, somebody else can invest in you, but it ain't what the fuck you invested in somebody else. Somebody else might come in with a fresh 5,000, but you didn't spend 50
on it.
over years, and so invested in you. Love this motherfucker, but they won't be real with you.
Don't have nothing left.
Yep.
Time is a precious resource. Please don't play with man.
So I told you, bro, we got some shit to talk about here that people need to realize, man. It's time to heal from a lot of this shit we going through, man. We got to break these generational curses that we going through that's just like, bring the love. Like you said it, the music back then, truly, yeah, it was love. It's a lot of love, and we missing that right now.
Man,
real bad.
I'm telling you, like, if you have to go to like a XM or a specific station that's not on your regular rotation for radio stations to hear something that's positive, or you listening to an old school, something old school. Think about it. You don't really hear nothing positive on the radio at all. Like it's
you don't see it on TV either.
That's
the thing. There's nothing positive.
That's why I don't, like I said, that's why Power 42 don't play it like that. I'm not going to say it's not some on there, but you won't hear it all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to do it. If anything, you'll hear a lot of the local artists, because, yeah, I'm going to play their shit all day. It is whatever they talk about is what they talk about. But, yeah, man, the music, I listen to the morning shows, so to say, just to get an idea of shit and watch different shit. But it's just sad the way our music is just, it really is affecting our youth, and it's crazy.
Man, if you don't stand for something, I'm fucking done talking to y'all motherfuckers. This is real talk. I appreciate, y'all know I always end the show with some bullshit. I appreciate y'all motherfuckers, man. I appreciate everybody that tuned into the show. Next week, let me see what we're talking about next week. Next week, Black Love at Odd.
They start a fight.
Black love what?
Black Love at Odds.
Oh man.
Next week gonna be some shit.
How long have you guys been doing this?
We are in our ninth. This is our 8th week. What week is this? This
is this 9? I think this is episode
8th or 9th.
Is it every Sunday?
Every Sunday. This is our 8th show. We just started going to our monthly show just this month. We were doing bi-weekly before. Now we're Sunday at 7 p.m. Central Time. But yeah, we Love at Odds. I could think of some shit right now to kick that shit off.
Well, give us some food for thought.
Yeah, some food. Some nigga, don't say food. I just started the show off talking about all the shit I cooked today, nigga. But think about this. Black Love at Odds, right? We got several topics that we can talk about in this. We can mix up polyamory with this, because I just saw somebody in the group ask a question about, if you were in the polyamorous lifestyle, could you date outside of your race? That's one. Okay.
I'd rather not.
Then we could talk about also, we've been talking about this shit a little bit, but we never really got into interracial relationships and how people feel about dating other nationalities. Yeah, that's Black Love at Odds. That's some real shit we can get into. We could talk about finances when it comes down to motherfucking Black Love at Odds, because man, I could have used that clip from the chick earlier today that said that shit, like she needs a nigga to make more, what she say, double
2 times as much
times of what she made for her to fucking and her even fuck with him.
And if she did decide to fuck with you and you broke, she gonna belittle you. Bitch, you gonna get beat up.
Black Love at Odds, man. Next week gonna be a motherfucker.
Yes, it is.
I'm telling you. I got
try to fight people.
Sitting up here right now. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about all the major relationships that I have had has been with Black women, right? And I get asked all the time, I date outside my race. Now, I had a situation when I was a young kid where that was, from another nationality. So this is from, I don't know if it was the time where, back in the 90s, white girls were using that spritz and shit hair and that mousse shit. And the smell of that shit drove me fucking crazy. So it made me not fuck with them. But I have seen a few motherfuckers, that I'd be like, shit. Would I tap that ass? Probably would. I probably would on a good day.
She got to be cold blooded.
I'm saying though, like I'm just talking about, like, yo, think about it. Like, listen, Italian women are beautiful.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that. I'm not talking about. I'm thinking when I think interracial, I think white.
Yeah, white.
Anything other than a white, I'm good. I'm G with anything other than that.
I'm telling you, some motherfuckers gonna look at Italians and say they white, bro, and they ain't gonna. I understand the whole thing.
I done seen some cold Italian.
This shit, that's a whole different shit. If we're gonna start talking about the nationality shit and where motherfuckers come from,
all that, yeah,
know what he talking about. But to the average motherfucker, you know, and to the Italians, and between black motherfuckers, we moolies to them. They don't fuck with us, so you know. And they got us in them, like real Sicilians got us in them. But that's a whole nother fucking conversation. But would I fuck one? Would I fuck a badass midget?
You know what, Russ?
No.
Yep.
No.
I'm not sick of both of y'all.
Toss her little ass in the air and watch her spin.
I'm gonna tell you. You remember the show True Blood? They used to come on HBO as a vampire show.
Yeah,
bro. The red that was in that show. Nigga, when I saw a particular scene with her, I was like, that's a badass motherfucker. And I started looking at her differently from that motherfucking moment. Hey, and I ever had a chance to that vampy ass motherfucker right there. Nigga, I'm going in. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all, we're gonna be talking about all kind of shit. We're gonna be talking about fucking and white folks and black folks and fuck you, nigga. Real talk. I'm up out of here, man. Peace.
Peace out, homies.
Peace, y'all.